In southern Mexico, a colossal project is underway. China's $50 billion interoceanic corridor of the Isthmus of Tehuantepec, a canal set to rival the Panama Canal. Imagine a man-made waterway, wide and deep enough for the world's largest ships, cutting through jungles and mountains. For over a century, Panama has controlled the flow of goods between the Atlantic and Pacific. Now, a new gateway is emerging, promising to reshape global trade. This isn't just construction, it's a statement about the future: faster shipping, lower costs, and a new logistics hub for Mexico. For China, it's a strategic jewel, showcasing its engineering might and expanding its global influence. The numbers are staggering: $50 billion, thousands of workers, and millions of cubic meters of earth moved. But this is more than a canal. It's an ecosystem of ports, railways, and industry transforming Mexico's economy. As the world watches, this new superhighway is taking shape, promising to cut days off shipping routes and shift the balance of global power. The stakes are high. This canal isn't just carving through land, it's carving a new path for the future of international trade. The dream of a passage across Mexico's narrowest point, the Isthmus of Tehuantepec, is centuries old, predating even the Panama Canal. Spanish conquistadors saw its potential, and by the early 1900s, a railway briefly turned it into a bustling trade corridor. But Panama's continuous waterway soon overshadowed Mexico's route, leaving the Tehuantepec dream dormant. Yet the isthmus offers a shorter, more direct path for shipping between Asia, the US East Coast, and Europe. As global trade boomed, Panama's canal faced congestion and size limits, reviving interest in Mexico's route. Successive Mexican governments saw the corridor as a chance to transform the South, but lacked the funding to make it real. It would take a global powerhouse with deep pockets and strategic vision to finally break ground. That powerhouse arrived from across the Pacific, ready to turn a centuries-old vision into a 21st-century reality. China's Belt and Road Initiative became the catalyst, bringing financial muscle and engineering expertise to the Tehuantepec project. For China, this canal is more than commerce. It's about influence, bypassing the Panama Canal and building a China-centric trade network. In 2023, Mexico and a Chinese consortium signed a $50 billion deal, marking one of the largest foreign investments in Mexico's history. The blueprint includes not just the canal, but modernized ports, a high-speed freight railway, and state-of-the-art locks for the world's largest ships. China provides most of the capital in exchange for a long-term concession, while Mexico gains infrastructure without the financial burden. For China, it's a strategic foothold in the Western Hemisphere and a return on investment. This bold partnership is reshaping the arteries of global commerce. Construction began in early 2024, transforming the landscape with armies of workers and cutting-edge machinery. Massive tunnel-boring machines carve through mountains while advanced dredging deepens coastal waterways. The first locks, engineering marvels with water-saving technology, are already taking shape near Salina Cruz. The project is expected to create over 200,000 jobs, boosting local economies and transferring skills to Mexican workers. Training programs are upskilling locals in everything from heavy machinery to advanced welding. This international collaboration is building more than a canal. It's building a legacy of expertise and opportunity. The ambitious goal: the first ship sails through by 2032. The Tehuantepec Canal will send shockwaves through global trade, slashing transit times and costs for shipping lines. A Shanghai to New York journey could be 4 days faster, lowering prices for consumers worldwide. For Mexico, the canal is a nation-building project, catapulting it into the top tier of global logistics hubs and attracting billions in investment. Industrial parks and distribution centers are springing up, creating hundreds of thousands of jobs and transforming southern Mexico. The canal opens new routes for Latin American and Asian exporters, breaking down old barriers to trade. But it also sparks fierce competition with the Panama Canal, potentially triggering a toll war and economic uncertainty for Panama. The economic waves will create both unprecedented opportunities and new challenges for nations and industries everywhere. The Tehuantepec Canal is a geopolitical game-changer, challenging U.S. dominance in the Western Hemisphere. For over a century, the Panama Canal was a strategic asset for the U.S. Now, a Chinese-operated rival sits on its doorstep. Washington is alarmed, boosting security ties with Panama and reopening military bases to counter China's growing influence. Supporters call the project a commercial venture for prosperity. Critics see it as a tool for Chinese leverage and influence. The debate is fierce. Is this economic rationality or grand-scale debt-trap diplomacy? Latin American nations face tough choices: economic opportunity versus the risk of being caught in a US-China rivalry. The canal is a physical symbol of a shifting global order where economic power translates into strategic influence. As ships begin to pass through, the world will feel the currents of 21st century geopolitics. The stakes, not just trade but the future balance of power. Experts are divided on the canal's impact, from economic optimism to security concerns. Dr. Maria Flores, economist, calls it a development catalyst that could uplift southern Mexico and rebalance the national economy. Shipping analyst Jonathan Price sees it as a necessary addition, easing Panama's congestion and making global supply chains more resilient. More options mean fewer disruptions from climate or politics. But security voices like retired U.S. General Robert Adams warn of strategic risks. China's control over a major trade artery could mean intelligence gathering and leverage in a crisis. The project is a beacon of hope, a logistical solution, and a geopolitical chess piece all at once. Its success depends on managing these competing interests. The world is watching, and the experts are providing the critical context. The canal's true impact will unfold in the years ahead. Building a canal through one of Mexico's most biodiverse regions brings major environmental risks: deforestation, habitat loss, and water disruption. Environmental groups and local communities have voiced strong concerns from the start. In response, planners have pledged wildlife corridors, protected reserves, and advanced water-saving lock systems. Environmental impact assessments mapped sensitive areas, and reforestation initiatives aim to offset the project's carbon footprint. Still, watchdogs warn that even the best safeguards may not prevent irreversible damage. The canal's legacy will be judged as much by its environmental stewardship as its economic success. The Tehuantepec Canal is a symbol of our changing world, reshaping trade, power, and the environment. As construction advances, it challenges the status quo, promising new flows of wealth and influence. The project's future hinges on balancing economic growth, environmental protection, and geopolitical tension. Its impact will be felt in everyday life, from the price of goods to the jobs of tomorrow. The canal's story is the story of globalization's next chapter. Whether seen as progress, threat, or risk, its significance is undeniable. The world is watching as Mexico and China lay the foundation for a new era in global history.